So ITVX is very much, by design, us leaning into the streaming age. We acknowledge that the distribution patterns for content have fundamentally changed, and in turn, consumption patterns for viewers has also undergone radical shifts over the course of the last couple of years. As a legacy broadcaster, we have, by design, disrupted ourselves to lean into the streaming world, and X is our customer proposition that addresses, in a holistic manner, streaming, live simulcast, VOD, fast, and a plethora of viewing opportunities which we were previously unable to provide to our customers. Allied to that, and what's particularly important for the advertiser market, is we've got a high fidelity integration with our Planet V proposition. So we have had in market for the best part of 2 years now one of the most advanced programmatic platforms for the planning and buying and reporting of addressable television on the ITV estate. Now, with the fidelity of these two connections, we've got a massively scaled streaming proposition, which means more audiences, more diversity of audiences, greater scale for addressability, and the execution through our native platform. We think that's a really compelling proposition for the entirety of the market.
We had a healthy debate here today about programmatic TV and data sovereignty. What's your take?
We're all about sovereignty, and we're forging a unique path here. Now, we do accept that within the market that there have been efforts by broadcasters to really lean into programmatic, but have largely relied on the outsourcing of those solutions. We find that strategy very difficult to resolve with our revenue streams. The ISBA PwC report of several years back revealed that in the programmatic ecosystem, typically 49 cents on the dollar is stripped out between the point at which the advertiser approves their budget and where the publisher reports their revenue. Now, as an integrated producer broadcaster, we can't sustain a model where we're subject to a 49 cent tax regime. So sovereignty over our sale, over our value chain, is critically important to the viability of ITV moving forward. And that's what's manifest in Planet V. Right? It's a fully programmatic ecosystem. It enables the data layering, addressable planning function and buying at the front end integrated into ITVX, but whereby we can contain and control the entirety of that value chain. So every cent spent by an advertiser in Planet V goes to media and goes to the delivery of that advertising asset on media. So sovereignty and the maintenance of that sovereignty is critical important to our strategy.
ITVX has what, 35 million registered accounts?
Yes.
Must be something like half the population.
It's all the adults that we probably want to connect with, is how we would describe it.
How can an advertiser use that?
So it's native to the platform. So every single campaign that is planned and booked in Planet V uses that ITV registered user data as the kernel for their planning audience. Right? It's the Rosetta Stone that enables them to do addressability using our first-party data or augmented with third-party data, including first-party customer data, matched through InfoSum. But it's the beginning of that journey. Right? And it's fundamentally important that we ensure that the validity of that data is as accurate and as robust as it can possibly be. So we're constantly evaluating the veracity of that data so as that we can build the most premium products at the front end for our advertisers.
It wouldn't be a CTV conference if fragmentation hadn't cropped up in conversation today. I think in a panel you said, at ITV we don't have a fragmentation problem, it's our sovereign data, and yet you are a constituent in an otherwise fragmented landscape. Are you working with other players? Are you looking at sharing that Planet V data elsewhere?
We are. Look, we do acknowledge that there is fragmentation across the silos. It's certainly our intent to collaborate with other broadcasters to bring those silos together, but we are unashamedly and quite publicly declaring that we're looking to build a walled garden of like-minded fellow broadcasters where we can collaborate, where we can mingle inventory, mingle ID in a secure location where we're all still maintaining sovereignty over our respective sales and our respective products, but we're utilising the power and the multiplication of the data sets rather than continuing to use them as silos, which we know is challenging to the markets. What we're not looking to do is enable access for third parties to access our inventory and our data to create value off platform. And that's that value retention, that value control, which is so critically important to us as a broadcaster, which underpins that Planet V philosophy.
What's giving you the most optimism at the moment?
Bravery, the bravery of our business, the belief in our business that we can execute this, and the bravery to pursue those routes. And we've had Planet V in market for 2 years. It's the second biggest programmatic platform for video in the market, second only to Google. And then, as we touched on earlier, allied to the belief that we have in the success of ITVX, there's a real change underway at ITV. We're a much more modern and progressive broadcaster than we're ever given credit for, and we're executing. And what really gives me confidence is the fact that we are getting shit done. Right? There's a proper GSD attitude that runs through the business now, and you're seeing that manifest in market. It's not things we're planning on doing, it's stuff we've done, and the stuff that we will continue to do and continue to develop as we disrupt ourselves and look to address the opportunities which are coming down the funnel in the market.